Have you ever wondered why DVDs still continue to sell way more than both Blu-rays and 4Ks? In today's physical media news topic video, we discuss how DVDs are still the number one selling format. Then I get into a massive rant on why more people in the collecting community should care about DVDs. And then ultimately, I predict the future of where DVDs are going. So let's talk about it. Before we get into that, if you love collecting just like me, and want to help save physical media, go ahead and mega blockbust that like and subscribe right now. That way you stay entertained and up to date on all the latest physical media topics. And of course, leave in the comments below, why do you think DVD is still king? So now to dive into the news and details on why DVDs are still king here and the most popular selling format. Well, let's look at the facts here. First, we know they're the most popular because we see these media play news reports on disc formats, and always every week, usually DVDs are the number one spot by a really good margin. Yeah, sometimes they drop a little bit, maybe to 30%, but that's pretty rare. Usually they're 50%, right? Sometimes 60%, but they're always hovering around that area where 4Ks are now hovering around 15%. And they used to hover around like 6, 8%, right? It would be great if they got over 10% on a day. So that's pretty amazing. Blu-rays usually hover around 30%. Sometimes they drop to like 20%. On a good day, I'm saying day, but a good week, 35%, right? So even though there's spikes and they change, of course, all the time, consistently with the data over the long run, DVDs still sell more most of the time. That is just the go-to format for the mass market out there. Now, why is this? Well, DVDs are just so readily available, right? People have access to these DVDs, say at a Walmart or even a Dollar Tree, right? You go to a Walmart, they're the number one big box retailer for physical media now, especially when now Best Buy is out, they even have less competition and they know their clientele, right? They know their clientele wants the cheap option, right? Most of their people are not looking for 4K Ultra HD. They don't even know what 4K is. They still say everything's a DVD, right? A lot of people don't know even what a Blu-ray is. You ask somebody on the street, they know what a DVD is. They may not know what a Blu-ray is, and heck no, they don't know what a 4K is. Now, we know what that is, but most people don't know the difference here. Everything is still a DVD. So, with that mindset, they're just getting a disc with a movie on it. They want the cheapest option, right? They want the cheap, convenient option. That's what most people do, right? So they don't care about the quality. They don't even know the difference in quality. They don't know ultra high definition. They don't know HDR. They don't know Dolby Atmos tracks, right? I can hear it, cool. I can see it, good, right? They don't care about the quality at all, right? That's the majority of people out there. Even though sometimes in the collecting community, we kind of have our niche market, so we kind of think a certain way, we got to talk about globally. Okay, what is going on? So that makes sense. That's what supports the data and the facts there. All right, time to get into this massive rant here because I think as a community, sometimes we forget about the DVD format. Like we think it's beneath us sometimes. But it is important still. There's still a purpose of DVDs. And number one reason for me is that a lot of movies never make the jump to the Blu-ray format or even the 4K format. That is such a small percentage. A lot of movies are just available on DVD. An example that I just went through, I have a movie goal of watching Hitchcock's entire filmography, right? That's a lot of movies right there. I have a good chunk on Blu-ray, I have some on 4K, but I want to see everything. I want to see all those directed titles. But there was a movie I wanted to watch, and it has not made the leap to Blu-ray yet. It's only on DVD. So the best format I could get for this one right here was DVD, right? Mr. and Mrs. Smith. This is, Warner Archive Collection, but this is the best format, best quality you're going to find this one on for physical media. It's going to be on this DVD right here. And that is the case for a lot of movies out there. So, to kind of open our horizons, we got to accept DVDs as a collectible option too. Because if we don't, we're going to limit ourselves on movie watching opportunities. If we say, hey, we're only going to watch things on 4K, wow, then we have really limited ourselves down to just a select few titles. And even going Blu-ray, yeah, a lot more in there, but still very limited than, including everything, including DVDs, Blu-rays, and 4Ks. Now, of course, everybody has their preferences. Maybe the go-to for you is 4K, or maybe the go-to for you is Blu-ray at first. That's awesome. I love 4Ks. That's my always go-to. But if the movie, like Mr. and Mrs. Smith, not available on 4K, well, what can I do? I look not available on Blu-ray. What can I do? Did I just say now I'm not going to watch the movie at all? I don't want that little nasty DVD in my collection. No, no, no. I will still watch it on DVD because what's the most important thing first is the movie, right? I still want to be able to watch the movie. I still want to have it on a physical disc, so I preserve it. It's always on my shelf. I can watch it whenever I want. It can't be tampered with, can't be censored, all that good stuff, right? So I rather at least have it in the collection on, a different quality format than not have it at all. I'm not going to say, oh, it's not on Blu-ray, not on 4K. I'm out of that movie completely. No. So that is just an experience for me now, kind of opening my world to, hey, maybe I should look into more DVDs on movies I really want. I'm not just going to say, hey, I'll wait for the 4K. Chances are it won't come out to the 4K. Now, if you get news that, hey, a 4K is coming out in the next 6 months, a year, cool. Wait, why not? But if we have no idea, or if there's just such a strong, strong possibility it's not going to come out to those high definition formats, why not pick up the DVD just to watch the movie? So that's something I kind of want to shout out there because I had that example, that experience. And so now I've kind of opened up my horizons in movie collecting a little bit and saying, hey, you know what? I'm okay with DVDs if that's all that is available. So now to talk about the future of DVDs here and where are they going in the long run? Well, I don't think they're going anywhere anytime soon, right? DVDs are going to still stay around. I think we're still going to have those three formats: DVDs, Blu-rays, and 4Ks. Now, do I think these formats are really going to change? Is something going to be added in? Is there going to be an 8K that comes in, knocks out DVDs? I don't think so. I think these are our last three physical media movie collecting formats. And I think three is a good number. All three options, all three formats have a place, have a purpose, and they all help different consumers in different ways. So that is awesome. I think these formats are going to stick around for a long time. Now, do I think one format's going to overtake another one in the number comparisons? Well, just over the limited research I've done and looking at these reports from weeks to weeks, if you've seen my mega movie number episodes, try to look at these trends and patterns here. I really think DVDs are always going to hover around that 50%. There'll be some weeks maybe they're 60%, some weeks maybe they're 40%, but often not they're going to be around that 50% marker, right? So I don't really think 4Ks are going to become the new DVD, and 4Ks are now 50% of the market, and DVDs are only 15%. I really don't see that happening at all. I just don't see it happening. I mean, Blu-rays have a stronger chance, maybe, of overtaking the number one spot. Where, hey, could I see Blu-rays at 50% now? And then we have the other ones, kind of taking out the rest of the pie there. Maybe, but not for quite some time. Like I said, some people just don't know about Blu-rays. They don't care about the high definition format. They just want the cheap, convenient option. They just want the movie. That's the majority of people out there. Not saying collecting community, just majority of people out there, common consumer. So I really think DVDs are going to stay king for a very, very long time. Once again, it's just the titles that are all available. I think the only way a shift could happen is if you got every single title now available on Blu-ray, or every single title now available on 4K, right? And maybe the prices become cheaper, right? So all the prices are pretty much the same. Well, then, yeah, maybe Blu-rays, 4Ks will take over, but will that ever happen? Probably not likely, because no, it's just not going to happen. I mean, it costs so much more to produce, say, a Blu-ray, and then especially to a 4K disc. It's just way, way more expensive to manufacture a disc like that. So they got to charge more, right? And then just to get, licensing rights and the titles out and wanting, these studios wanting to put out these titles even is just a massive task in itself in the day and age we live in. So I really don't think that disc formats are really going to shift too much, but that is okay. What I'm gonna do personally is I'm gonna, look for the movies I want. They're only available on DVD. I'm gonna start picking up the DVDs. I'm not gonna say, hey, you know what? I'm not gonna touch it because I only want the Blu-ray or 4K. So I'm gonna be more open because this is just my train of thoughts right now. I need to hear your perspective out there. First of all, what disc format do you mostly collect? Do you collect all of them? When do you collect the DVD as comparison to a Blu-ray? And then also, where do you think DVDs are going in the future? Let's have those fun movie discussions down below. Of course, if you enjoyed this physical media topic, blockbust the next video right now. And thank you so much, my mega membership supporters.